I'm here to give you some tips on buying used camera gear so you can happily pay your rent and get a sandwich at this. That's not what I wanted to say. I'm gonna teach you how to not get scammed out of your hard-earned money. Let's get into it. I'm on the ground right now. Now, when it comes to reliable online shopping, you usually want a low risk and a high reward. So I present to you the Fantastic Four: Adorama, B&H, KEH, and MPB. We'll go ahead and start with MPB, which I'll probably say is my most used website out of all of them. MPB, though, specifically specializes in used gear. They have great prices ranging from fresh out the box to you're gonna need a transmission and radiator to get these things working again. One thing that I do love about them is that they show the pictures of the gear that you're looking at on the website, so you can see if there's any defects, any scratches, any dents, or anything like that. It's really good for that purpose. KEH is also similar to MPB. You can find a wide range of lenses, gear, whatever the case may be on there. I haven't used that as much. I bought from KEH, no problems. But most of my, most of my experience from the KEH is secondhand. But still, definitely a good website to go ahead and check out. They have a range of stuff as well, so you can definitely take a look at that for sure. Next on the top two, you have Adorama and B&H. Those are the two titans, if you will. You can't really go wrong with Adorama and B&H. These two you can buy new and used, and honestly, their shipping across the borders A1. They will put your gear on a private jet and ship it directly to your front door. It is wonderful. If you're not really looking for bargains and you just want to make sure that whatever you buy and whatever hits your front door works on day one and it's going to continue to work, you can go ahead and just go to those Fantastic Four. They're very descriptive if there's any problems, any issues, and usually in most cases they're pretty good with returns, any warranties, things like that. They have their own separate policies for that, so you can go ahead and check those out on your own time. Let's go ahead and get into negotiables. I'm just letting y'all know right now, this is going to take some critical thinking. If you haven't ever been told in your whole life to be careful with your money, be careful with your money, because some of these sites can and will screw you over. So on this negotiables list, I have Facebook, Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, and eBay, wherever those are supposed to be. Starting with Facebook, there are two main ways you can purchase on Facebook. That's usually through individual Facebook groups or on Facebook Marketplace. Photography groups on Facebook are usually a good way to meet people, talk gear, and also sell gear. Like, let's say I join South Florida wedding photographers, or Sony Alpha community, whatever the case, whatever the name of the actual group is. They usually have real people that are doing real things and are selling real gear. Another good thing about Facebook groups is that because there's so many people on them, they're usually more often regulated, so it's more likely to report scams and things like that. So you won't have too many bots coming on the site in the groups and things like that. Not only do you have Facebook groups, but you also have Facebook Marketplace. I will say Facebook Marketplace has improved a lot over the years, for sure. I have bought and sold a ton of stuff on Facebook Marketplace. Ton of stuff. I will say, to a certain extent, it is still sketch, so you do have to be cautious of how you go about searching for products, searching for things, and communicating with people. But you can always still find a diamond in the rough sometimes. Funny enough, the biggest downside to both Facebook Marketplace and Facebook groups is that you're talking to people. So response time, attitude, negotiating prices. Let me know down in the comments, by the way, if you want to see a video about that, because that's a whole different story. Honestly, those three things sometimes deter people from ever buying or selling gear in general. Besides the Facebook space, you also have OfferUp. Now, what I will say about OfferUp, OfferUp has been a lot more reliable in the past. Unfortunately, OfferUp has fallen to the same terminal illness as Tinder, which means it's been falling to bots. And there are so much more unregulated scammers on OfferUp. I've still sold on OfferUp. You can still definitely talk to real people. Depending on the product, sometimes you'll see more bots than others, but it is very similar in terms of negotiation, pricing, all of that. Very similar to Marketplace. You're talking to a real person. You can either pick up, meet at a local place, or ship. I hate shipping, by the way, but we're gonna get into that later. So I will say OfferUp, hit or miss, do with that what you will. Please use your critical thinking, use your judgment skills, use your discernment, and please don't be out here giving your money to random people. The last one in the negotiables tier is eBay. eBay is notorious for getting whatever. But what I will say though is that eBay can still have some very good things. eBay is very common actually for selling film cameras, which has become so much more popular in the last couple of years. But you'll find a complete different number of things on eBay. What I will say though for eBay is that you definitely want to look for dealers and reviews. There are tons of dealers on eBay that actually run a company and aren't just, somebody random just trying to sell a piece of gear here or there. Look out for the reviews and actually read those reviews to make sure that they're not bots either, because there could be bots in the reviews. It is also very common for Japanese companies to sell on eBay. Definitely look at them. Usually they tend to have pretty good reviews, and what you'll do is just pay for the product plus shipping. Sometimes it's less, sometimes it's more than the price you may want. So you just have to look into that, see what's working for you. eBay in general though is just a pool of sharks. So again, use your discretion. If anything, it is much more susceptible to scamming than Facebook and OfferUp. You can be negotiating with a real person for a week and end up getting scammed. Cool. That kind of makes up my list. Last thing before I take up too much of y'all's time is how to spot scams. There are 3 important questions that I'll always ask when I'm shopping in the negotiable tier. Is it in good condition? I got a Canon RP with me. This is currently my daily camera. Let's say I'm shopping for this as my first ever camera. I'm so excited. I say, hey, I found this Canon RP online. Is it in good condition? Yes, this product is in good condition. That bot obviously doesn't know what they're talking about. Make sure they're actually talking about the product while they're explaining it to you. Like, I've only used it once. I took it out the box, did one shoot with it, and then I put it back in the box, whatever the case may be. Or they could say, yeah, it has a couple of dents or scratches on it, but it works perfectly fine. And then you can, of course, as a rebuttal, ask to see some pictures of the dents specifically. They can either accept or decline, and you can do with that what you may. Second question, why are you selling? Figure out the seller's intentions. Is this a completely perfect product that they just don't feel like using anymore? Or are they trying to sell you a lens where the autofocus doesn't work, or has fungus in it, or got dropped in the water, and now you're just out of luck? Usually when I ask this question, bots don't really respond properly to this question. If you ask someone, why are you selling? And they say, yes, don't get scammed out your money. Make sure they have a reason why they're selling. Maybe it's the end of the month and they got to pay rent on the 31st. That might work out in your favor. Third question, and this is definitely the bottom of most scams that I see on Facebook, OfferUp, eBay, whatever the case may be. What city are you located in? This is the gotcha question every single time. This is a common scam that happens so much on Facebook. You're trying to buy a new 85mm prime lens, and they say that they're located in Orlando. You specifically ask them, what city are you located in? And they're like, oh, I used to be in Orlando, but I moved to Wisconsin 2 weeks ago because of a new job. Wisconsin, block them, report them, get them out of there. Don't get scammed out your money. Make sure the location matches up. I had alluded to it before, but me personally, I do not like to ship products back and forth. I do not like sending things to people I do not know, and I do not like receiving things or attempting to receive things from people I don't know. So if ever I am going to ship something, it'll be in that reliable tier of products. I'm never going to ask for someone to ship me something from Facebook, never going to ship something from OfferUp, and eBay, again, is sketch. So look for those dealers, but more than likely, I'm not going to want to ship something from eBay either, just because I would rather not get scammed out my money. I would say the top priority scams that you would need to look out for sure. There are also the honorable mentions where you have things where people will say, oh, my son passed away of a certain illness and I just don't want to keep his things in the house anymore, so I'm giving them away. And honestly, that is a very ridiculous thing for people to do, and I hope that you know, I wouldn't want someone to fall for something as serious as something like that. So I think it's really crazy that people actually make fun of things like that. Unfortunately, that's the world we're in. So I'm just passing the information on to you so you guys don't fall victim to that. But that is something real that happens. If someone is selling something way below asking price. So let's say, again, we'll use the Canon RP for example. Probably at the time of recording this, this camera goes for about $900 new. You could probably pick one up. I picked mine up for 500 used. If someone is selling a Canon RP for $200, something's probably wrong with it. Don't buy it. You can go ahead, of course, and talk to the person, maybe see if they're literally just giving it away. But more than likely, people that sell things way below asking price is usually because it is in the spares and repairs section, meaning it needs to be fixed as soon as you buy it, or they're just trying to get some quick money and they're going to scam you in the midst of it. So please definitely look out for that. There could be so many more things, so many more different types of scams. I could make a whole different video of just scams alone that you could see on the internet. But hopefully this was at least helpful to some of y'all. Feel free to just drop them down in the comments below. I will be more than happy to answer any questions. Have so many experiences of buying things over the past 7 years of my photography experience, and definitely would not want you guys to fall victim to the same things that I fell victim to. I've been scammed before. So, look, we're good to go. But yeah, I think I'm good. Y'all take care. Peace.